my channel Net Forum. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic that is known as Introduction to Machine Learning. From this very day, we are going to start a very new module known as Machine Learning. The machine learning, we are going to talk today only about the introductory part. What is machine learning? A machine learning is a process in which we train an algorithm with the help of the input and output so that whenever we process or give the testing data to the particular machine, it's going to give us the best output with minimum error. So let us now focus on a very important diagram which give you a distinctive difference between the normal process or normal algorithm and a machine learning algorithm. So what happens that this is the input block, right? This is algorithm and this gives the output, right? It is a normal model or a normal processor, right? But in machine learning model, in ML, we have input, we have output, and we get algorithm. ALGORITHM. We get algorithm. So what exactly means is that in the machine learning process we have the input set and we have the output set, right? So what we do is that we try to approximate a function which give us the minimum error. What is minimum error? Minimum error means, now the prerequisite of this class is that you should have a little bit idea of convex functions also. You should have a little bit idea of linear algebra, or you can say some idea of statistics, right? Little bit idea of differential calculus. So assuming that you all are aware of these small elements, we are going to discuss this particular very important concept of the convex function, right? This is our error. If we divide this portion into two parts, this is our underfitting zone, this is our overfitting zone, right? So the idea is always we are assuming that the function is purely convex. First of all, what we are trying to do is that we are trying to minimize our error in such a way that there is a trade-off between the parameters. The parameter should not be very much high and parameter should not be very much low. Well, it is too technical at this moment of time. So idea is that what is a machine learning? A machine learning is a process in which we have the input output and we design an algorithm or we approximate a function where we try to minimize the error and having a trade-off on the between the underfitting and overfitting zone, right? So let's now classify the machine learning into different parts so that we will have an idea that under which broad categories we have to discuss this particular whole big algorithm. So machine learning is ideally divided into three parts. First one is known as the supervised learning. Then we have and then we have supervised learning, we have unsupervised learning, and we have reinforcement learning. So first of all, what is supervised learning? Supervised learning, you can assume that very much similar to learning with the help of a teacher, where a teacher keep on prompting you that you are going in a wrong direction, with the help of a particular penalty. Where in this particular section, supervised learning means that we have a set of data, x vector, right? It has some components, say x1, x2, so on to say xp, where p are the parameters, right? And y vector, which is of course a single dimensional vector, consists of y1, y2, so on to ym, where m are the number of data sets, right? So what is the pair of training data? The pair of training data is x vector comma y, right? Now it can be summarized to xi to m. Okay, each every xi vector is equal to x1, x2, so on to p. That means they are p components. Total number of elements in a vector is p. Or we can say that if this is our matrix, then we have x1, x2, x3, so on to xp are the components for which one? For this first vector, right? Similarly, for second vector, suppose I'm working on a face recognition algorithm, then these will be my some features like the shape of the nose, the spacing between the eyes, right, color of the eyes, right, color of the cheek, and so on. Number of different features with the help of which we can recognize the face. Now, what is y means? Why are your outputs which give you idea that suppose with this type of data, this is a face of suppose Ram, this is face of say Sham in this way particular way. If I am talking about the face recognition. Now, the idea is very simple to make an algorithm which when you give not this data, some test data, then you get the correct output. Okay. So what we try to do is that we try to implement the particular algorithm and to reduce the error. No, what is error? Error is of course there would be a difference between the what is an error? Error is a difference between the actual output and the predicted output, right? What is the actual output? Actual output is your this output, right? Y. By your test data. Now we are talking about the test data because we are going to test our model on the test data. So this is your actual output of the test data, and this is your predicted output. A machine has predicted this particular thing. Now the difference between these two is known as the error, right? To avoid the negative sign, we usually used to do the square of the error, and to take the mean, we divide it by 2 into this is number of data sets, right? So if there is one data set, this is suppose 1 by 2. This 2 is being done to whenever we do differentiation to cancel out this constant. Okay, it has nothing to do with the computation here. So if we have n data sets, then the error will be summation of I equal to 1 to m 1 upon 2m y minus y summation whole square, right? What this is called? It's called mean square error, right? So when we have to no, the idea is that this we have to minimize. This is our cost function also. So how we minimize it? We minimize it with the help of an algorithm which is known as gradient descent algorithm, which we will going to discuss in our next sections, where we are going to introduce the concept of bias also, right? What is variance also? What is the trade-off between bias and variance? So in short, the idea to reduce the error comes under the section of gradient descent algorithm. Let us limit the discussion of supervised learning at this moment only, and now focus on the unsupervised learning. So what we got from the supervised learning algorithm? We got from supervised learning algorithm is that we have a set of labels of outputs, and we approximate a function, or we tune an algorithm which give us the best possible predicted value, and the bestness of the particular value is being determined by the error, right? So now the unsupervised learning algorithm. The unsupervised learning algorithm is basically composed of of a type of learning where we don't have outputs, right? Where the particular data set has by themselves or by their own intuitive training determined that to which cluster they belong, whether they belong to this particular cluster or this particular cluster. Then for that we use the concept. We have two different very famous algorithms. The first one is known as the k-means algorithm, and second one is known as the agglomerative clustering. In K-means algorithm, the crucial part is that what is the value of the K. If this particular value is going to be decided by, you can say, by using the hit and trial method, that which give the best outcome. So the important part is that to determine the value of K, because sometimes not wisely choosing K may cause a problem of overfitting. Now second one is known as agglomerative clustering. In agglomerative clustering, we do clustering from bottom to top, whereas in K-means clustering, the clustering is done from top to bottom. We determine that how many clusters we want, and we keep on calculating the equilibrium distances depending upon those clusters, right? Depending upon those particular points, and we try to make the clusters. Suppose these are some particular data points, and we take these are the clusters. Suppose of single units, then we try to calculate the equilibrium distances from their nearby neighbors and keep on making a similarity matrix. With the help of similarity matrix, we decide that which particular element will come in each particular cluster. So this is the example of agglomerative clustering. Sorry, K-means clustering. Similarly, we do the agglomerative clustering also, where we make the random ones. Okay, so for this, thank you very much for now, and we're going to meet again in our forthcoming lectures. Thank you.